PR Connections Radio presents.
Welcome to Vegas Hockey Hub here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rachiele. And on this edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap, where we break down every single game in the Vegas Golden Knights season here on PRConnectionsRadio.com. We're going to be discussing the most recent matchup that happened as your Vegas Golden Knights took on a division rival in the San Jose Sharks. So this is going to be a really good game to break down and talk about, especially with the outcome of this game. That was really good. I like what we saw from the team today, and we're going to talk about all of that here on Vegas Hockey Hub. Now, go to PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. Check out all of the content we have on the network, including Vegas Hockey Hub. So we have about a dozen shows on the platform. So I highly recommend going on to the website, checking out all the stuff we have on there. Also, go to PR Connections on YouTube, and we have our subscribe, like. It would definitely help out the network there. And you also follow Vegas Hockey Hub on all social media platforms. We are everywhere now at Vegas Hockey Hub. And if you want to follow your host, I'm right down here as well at Ian J. Rachiele. And this is going to be a really good matchup to talk about. I mean, this is a really good situation when it comes to your Vegas Golden Knights going up against a team that has had a bit of a history and a bit of a rivalry with Vegas over the years, and that is the San Jose Sharks. Very good game. I'm really happy that we're going to sit down and talk about it here on this show. And more importantly, when it comes to Vegas and San Jose, this is a tale of two teams here. You have Vegas Golden Knights who are trying to compete for a Pacific Division title, trying to become these back-to-back Pacific Division champs. Whereas the San Jose Sharks have one of the worst records in all the NHL and are battling with the Chicago Blackhawks right now in the Tank Bowl, trying to get the #1 overall pick in the NHL draft. So you really have two teams on the opposite end of each spectrum here. And this organization in Vegas, they're doing exactly what they needed to. They are on all cylinders right now, whereas Mike Grier and San Jose Sharks are just hoping to stop all the bleeding and everything that's going on there. So when it comes to this game right here, so really interesting situation. We'll go over the pregame notes in just a second, and that's going to start with the starting lineup for your Vegas Golden Knights, because there was an interesting situation with the pregame notes as Jonas Roundberg is taken out of the lineup and replaced by Mason Morelli. So we mentioned during the Carolina Hurricanes pre-notes that Mason Morelli was recalled from Henderson. He was promoted to the main roster. And when it came to Mason Morelli, this is somebody who is making his first ever start in the regular season for your Vegas Golden Knights. So he was a healthy scratch this last game. Now he is going to be in the game for your Vegas Golden Knights. So Mason Morelli replacing Jonas Roundberg in the starting lineup. But here is what the starting lineup is for your Vegas Golden Knights. So on line one, you have Ivan Barbashev, Nick Waugh, and Jonathan Marchessault. So that line one has been doing really good over the last month, ever since the injury to Jack Eichel. So you have a really solid line one right now with your Vegas Golden Knights. Line two is Brett Howden, Chandler Stevenson, and Mark Stone, your captain, on line two. So you have Brett Howden. This is a guy who has been, on the third line. He's been on the fourth line. He's been on the second line. Brett Howden has been everywhere, essentially, except for the top line in the starting lineup this year. And then you have Stevenson and Stone, which are two guys who have been on the same line, what it feels like forever now at this point. So you have that going on with the Vegas Golden Knights. And then you have on line three, Paul Cotter, William Karlsson, and Michael Amadio. And this line has gelled really well over the last 2 months. I mean, this is a Michael Amadio, Karlsson, and Cotter line, where Paul Cotter, he started on the second line to begin the year, is kind of fallen to the third line now with your Vegas Golden Knights. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. William Karlsson, he has been scoring goals this season. In fact, he is over 15 goals already on the year. Michael Amadio, a solid contributor and a good producer for the Vegas Golden Knights. And then Paul Cotter can contribute when he needs to be. So on line 3, Paul Cotter, William Karlsson, and Michael Amadio. And then line 4, which is the very interesting line we have not seen yet, and that's Byron Frazee, Mason Morelli, and Keegan Kolazar. So to just go over the lineups one more time, you have Waugh, Marchessault, Barbashev. You have Howden, Stevenson, and your captain. You have Cotter, followed by Amadio and Karlsson. And then you have Frazee, Kolazar, and Morelli on the 4th line. Your defensive pairings. So this defensive pairings, you have Martinez and Pietrangelo. You have McNabb with and then you have Whitecloud and Haig. So, I mean, that's the defensive pairings with your Vegas Golden Knights. And overall, I actually will say that despite the injuries that have happened, now we all know about the injuries that have occurred to guys like Ben Hutton, William Carrier, Jack Eichel. There has been some injuries that have definitely devastated the Vegas Golden Knights over the last couple of weeks. We all know that. Pavel Dorofeev still is not back from the hit he got on Jacob Trouba from a while back. So the injuries have taken a toll for Vegas, but what I like about them and what I like about your Vegas Golden Knights is how they overcome, how they recover from injuries, and they put all these different people on different lines, and they connect for your Vegas Golden Knights. So, yeah, those are starting lineups for your Vegas Golden Knights in this game at San Jose, so at the SAP Center in San Jose. And in net for your Vegas Golden Knights would be Logan Thompson. Now, Aiden Hill has been in net recently for your Vegas Golden Knights. He's made a good amount of starts as of late, but Logan Thompson in net for Vegas, so really good job by him. I will say for Logan Thompson, this is a good situation. I mean, he's had a few games off. Now he's coming back into his starting lineup, being in the crease, in the net for your Vegas Golden Knights. And it's really going to be interesting to see how Logan Thompson would do in this game against the San Jose Sharks. Now, this is also a same Vegas Golden Knights San Jose Sharks game where you know about the rivalry. Even though you have one good team and one terrible team, there's still a rivalry there. There's still going to be some connection there with your Vegas Golden Knights. I can always appreciate that. So getting into the game itself in San Jose, it would take only 2 minutes for your Vegas Golden Knights to get on the board as it's Amadio, Michael Amadio with his 8th goal of the season for your Vegas Golden Knights, assisted by Zach Whitecloud to put your Vegas Golden Knights up by 1. And Michael Amadio, I appreciate what he did on this goal. Really solid job by him to get the goal, get past Kaapo Kähkönen, and to put Vegas up in this game. Zach Whitecloud, good assist there, able to connect with Vegas in that situation. And when it comes to Michael Amadio, ever since he was a waivers claim from the Toronto Maple Leafs a couple of years ago, he has really developed and really become an asset to the Vegas Golden Knights. He has become a contributor that you can count on in Vegas when it matters the most. I think we can all appreciate that. We can all appreciate the fact that Michael Amadio has become a contributor in Vegas. But this would not be all, folks. No. As about 2 minutes later, with the Vegas Golden Knights, William Karlsson with his 17th goal of the season, assisted by Alec Martinez and your captain to put Vegas up 2-0 early on in San Jose. William Karlsson, what a bounce-back season. I mean, he struggled for a little bit. Last year, he improved a little bit, but was still kind of, around the same level production. This year, William Karlsson, 17 goal of the season. And I like what we're seeing from William Karlsson. This is a guy who has really taken off and has really found a way to get back into form and similar to what he has done in the past. I mean, those first 2 years in Vegas was incredible for William Karlsson. So, good assist by Alec Martinez. I like what we saw in this game from Alec Martinez. We'll talk about him a little bit later. And as the game was going on in the first period, there would be a tripping penalty against Paul Cotter with about a few minutes left in the first period. And that would put your Vegas Golden Knights for the first time in this game on the power play. And good execution by Paul Cotter to create a penalty. This is actually one of the good moments that I will praise here. William Karlsson, he did good in the beginning of the first period, but Paul Cotter initiating contact, him being able to get a penalty from Jan Ruda. So this is somebody that I really look at with Paul Cotter and go, you know what? You did a good job. You create opportunity for Vegas. Now, can Vegas execute? Can Vegas go and can they execute on the power play? And who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be the guy that's going to score a goal on the power play? Well, if I asked you and you named me about 20 different players, I don't think you would have imagined that his first NHL goal in his first NHL game for Vegas would be on the power play. Of course, we're talking about Mason Morelli with his first goal with the VGK, assisted by Alec Martinez and Alex Pietrangelo to put Vegas up early on 3-0 in this game. Really shout out. Good job by Mason Morelli. I mean, this guy came from Henderson. Good energy guy in the locker room to have. So Mason Morelli, first goal of the season for Vegas in his opening game, his debut for Vegas. And it's a feel-good moment. I know I could tell that everybody was very happy for Mason Morelli and, really talking about him and really mentioning what he did in this game. I mean, Mason Morelli, he showed that he could be maybe a bottom six forward in the NHL someday. So, yes, congratulations, Mason Morelli, his first NHL goal. And Mason Morelli, I like what we've seen from him. This is a guy who's had to work really hard to get into the NHL. And this is somebody who, the opportunities really didn't rack up that much. And for somebody who's in his late 20s at this point, for him to make his NHL debut and get a goal in said NHL debut, that is a really cool moment, a nice detail there. So San Jose Sharks, I want to applaud you for allowing this to happen. And Mason Morelli, I have to congratulate you for getting this opportunity and taking advantage of it. So congratulations, Mason Morelli, his first NHL goal and his NHL debut. And congratulations once again. I'm happy to see that Mason Morelli is doing a good job here in Vegas. I like what I'm seeing from him. Great job by Mason Morelli. Now, after the first period, Vegas Golden Knights up 3-0 in this situation. And what a great period it was for Vegas. I mean, they really took advantage. They capitalized on every single thing that the Vegas Golden Knights had to do here. And the Vegas Golden Knights, I really sit here and look at what the Vegas Golden Knights did correctly versus what the Vegas Golden Knights didn't do correctly. And what they did correctly massively outweighed what they did not do correctly in this game. I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights, I don't say that there's anything as a perfect game in the NHL. But when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights, this was a great situation for Vegas. I like what we saw in the first period. They executed. They did what they had to do. William Karlsson actually almost added a fourth goal in the first period. It just got a little bit wide past Mackenzie Blackwood. But, yeah, he could have had a second goal in one first period. Now, second period was action-packed from tip to tail, as with 2 minutes into the second period, Ivan Barbashev would go to the penalty box as he would hold Kalen Addison, and that would create a power play opportunity for the San Jose Sharks that your Vegas Golden Knights would squash. So your Vegas Golden Knights went 1-for-1 on the penalty kill in this game, and that's something you have to appreciate. Vegas Golden Knights, their discipline, they did a fantastic job with their discipline tonight, as only one penalty in this game for your Vegas Golden Knights. And the last game against Carolina, they had 0 penalty minutes in that game. So Vegas has gotten really good at discipline. Bruce Cassidy helping them out in that column there. But yeah, your Vegas Golden Knights, 1 penalty in the last 2 games combined. Good job there. Now, a little bit later, 5 minutes into the first period, Justin Bailey would slash Jonathan Marchessault. That created a power play opportunity for Vegas. They would not get on the board, unfortunately. And then halfway into the second period, Philip Zadina with his own tripping penalty against William Karlsson, and that would put Vegas right back on the power play. And unfortunately for Vegas, they would not score. Now, there was an opportunity by Paul Cotter. I mean, Paul Cotter actually, it just went wide on that situation. But unfortunately for Vegas, that did not score. But yeah, but Paul Cotter had an opportunity on this power play, and it just did not connect for Vegas. But with 2 minutes left in the second period, something would connect for Vegas, and that would be the fourth and final goal of the game for the VGK. As the fourth line would contribute once again as Keegan Kolazar with his fifth goal of the season, assisted by Alec Martinez and Mason Morelli. So Mason Morelli had a 2-point night in this game, and Alec Martinez had a 3-point night on defense for your Vegas Golden Knights. Keegan Kolazar with a good kind of like tip in there. I like what he did on that situation. And this fourth line, I understand that it's not Carrier, Waugh, and Kolazar like it normally is, but this fourth line stepping up against San Jose, good momentum there. I can appreciate that. So your Vegas Golden Knights going up 4-0 at the end of the second period at the SAP Center in San Jose. And for the rest of the game, there wasn't a lot in terms of goal scoring, but there was a lot of physicality and confrontations in the third and final period, as there would be not one, not two, not three, but 4 separate penalties given to the San Jose Sharks in the third period. Jan Ruda would have his tripping penalty against William Karlsson, his second penalty of the game, his second trip of the game. That put Vegas on the power play with about 4 minutes into the third period. Vegas would not connect, unfortunately. And then you had 2 misconduct penalties back-to-back. So 4 minutes left in the third period. Jan Ruda with a misconduct penalty, and then Mark-Edward Vlasic with a misconduct penalty for the San Jose Sharks. Just a terrible, terrible amount of discipline by San Jose. I mean, this was just an awful job by them. Granted, I mean, San Jose Sharks are a terrible team anyway. Shout out to Josh Bailey, by the way, if he's watching this show. San Jose Sharks fan, one of my good buddies. Hey, I feel for you, but your team sucks. So, when it comes to the San Jose Sharks, the only other penalty they had that was not a misconduct was Fabian Zetterlund with a slashing penalty on Ivan Barbashev towards the end of the game as the lamp was about to kick off. So, your Vegas Golden Knights would overcome all of this, and your Vegas Golden Knights would pick up the win. So, congratulations to the VGK on picking up the victory against San Jose, a 4-0 victory for Vegas. And this was a fantastic game. I like what we saw from Vegas, and more importantly, the Vegas Golden Knights still kind of keeping close in the Pacific Division. You have Edmonton, you have Vancouver, and Vegas with each win is kind of staying in the Pacific Division race at this moment in time. So good win for Vegas, like I said, 4-0 in this matchup for the Vegas Golden Knights. And what a great game by Vegas. This was 60 solid minutes of production by Vegas. Very good discipline, only 1 penalty in this game. They were not, forced to be aggressive as San Jose was. They didn't make as many mistakes as San Jose did. And more importantly, they didn't get into the mind games that Vlasic tried, that Ruda tried. There wasn't a lot of this back and forth at Vegas. They just put their head up, they focused on the puck, and they were able to get in the offensive zone, make key moves in the neutral zone, and then help support Logan Thompson in the defensive zone. So Vegas Golden Knights, great game against San Jose. I really appreciate what they did against the San Jose Sharks. I like what we saw here in this matchup. I know you like what the Vegas Golden Knights did here. And the Vegas Golden Knights did a really stellar job tonight. Now, here is the win-loss record for your Vegas Golden Knights. they're just getting more wins. They're stacking up more wins right now for Vegas, and I can appreciate what they've done this season. Now, they've had a roller coaster. They've had some ups. They've had some downs. But right now, they seem like they're starting to go up just a bit. And regardless of when you get Eichel back, regardless of when you get Carrier back, when Shea Theodore comes back, like I said, around Toronto might be when he comes back. But when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights, this is a team that's overcome adversity, and we can appreciate how well they have done at this moment in time. So that's their win-loss record right now. And compared to San Jose Sharks, who are 15, 35, and 5, Vegas Golden Knights are doing a really, really good job right now, and I appreciate what Vegas has done. Now, player of the game is going to go to Alec Martinez. So Alec Martinez, who had a 3-point night in this game. Of course, he's going to get player of the game. I could have given it to Mason Morelli for his NHL debut, his first goal in his NHL debut, but I decided to give him an overlay and actually give him his own entire segment of his own. And then, guys like Keegan Kolazar, he did pretty well. William Karlsson scoring his 17th of the season. Good job by him. But Alec Martinez, 3-point night, he deserves to have player of the game for Vegas. And there's been some complaints about Alec Martinez in the past, but we had him as player of the game when he had Detroit early about a while ago. Now he's player of the game against San Jose. So when he needs to be relied on, when you need him to step up and to count on him, Alec Martinez has done that job. I appreciate what Alec Martinez has done for Vegas. And one last thing, before we get towards the end of the show, do you know what the win-loss record this season was for Vegas against San Jose? Do you know what the series is in the regular season for Vegas and San Jose? Vegas has 4 wins on the year. 4 wins. San Jose, 0. The Vegas Golden Knights have swept the San Jose Sharks. And like I said, regardless of how bad San Jose is, as someone who does not have a great opinion of San Jose, as somebody who has a few rivals myself, San Jose is on that list. So anytime you can sweep the San Jose Sharks as a Vegas Golden Knights, that is a great moment there. So really good moment there. I mean, San Jose, I put them on the same level as, like a St. Louis. This is a Vegas Golden Knights team that I would say I put on the same level. When it comes to rivals, I mean, San Jose, St. Louis, meh. I mean, Detroit, Dallas, Edmonton. I mean, those are teams that when you pick up a win against them, it's a good day. It's a good day when you pick up a win against teams like that. So, yeah, overall, that was a good moment there. I like what we saw from these teams. And, yeah, it felt pretty good. It did. Yeah, it felt pretty good to pick up a victory against them. So, overall, when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights, this was a fantastic victory. Logan Thompson, a shutout for him tonight in his return back into the crease for Vegas. Now, their upcoming matchup will be tomorrow against Nashville. So the Nashville Predators will be tomorrow. They will be at home at the T-Mobile Arena, and that should be a fantastic game. I will be watching that. I will be at Santa Fe doing what I do once a week, which is go to a sports book and watch your Vegas Golden Knights there. So that will be a fun moment. I will sit there. I'll talk to people. I'll look at the lines. I'll watch the game in real time. That should be a really fun moment. So, yes, this is Vegas Hockey Hub. I'm your host, Ian Rachiele. So you have Nashville, you have Toronto over the last couple of games here, and then you're going to have a good moment where you have to go and face the Ottawa Senators on the road as Vegas Golden Knights. You're going to have a 4-game homestand coming up. You have Ottawa, Boston, Buffalo, and then Toronto. So your Vegas Golden Knights are going to be busy over the last couple of games. And until then, I want to say it's wrapping up the show. It's been a fun episode. And until next time, continue watching hockey, go support junior hockey, and go Knights, go.